So if you happen to have a little bit more than 300 million US dollars sitting around and you were wondering what you could get with it, I have one option for you. You could get a roughly 70% stake in one of football's most famous clubs. That, of course, would be Inter Milan. The deal that was announced today here in China sees China's Suning Holdings Group purchasing a 70% or so stake in the club, and really is what is a landmark deal for Chinese investment in overseas football. The deal announced at a press conference after the two sides met for the first time back in January. The details have been ironed out ever since. Now, if you don't know much about Suning, here in China, very, very famous, known primarily as a retail large appliance dealer. It had sales of almost 25 billion US dollars last year. It has roughly 1,600 locations throughout the country. Clearly, it has a lot of money to spend, and it splashed some of that wealth a little bit earlier this year in a big way. The company actually also owns a team here in the Chinese Super League, the top football league here. That would be Jiangsu Suning Football Club. And they spent 28 million pounds on Chelsea midfielder Ramirez and some 50 million pounds for Brazil's Alex Teixeira to have both of those players come over here and play in China. So really a landmark deal, and it's one that we've seen over and over again in terms of Chinese investment in football becoming more widespread. Right now, AC Milan, the other club in Milan, is in talks with a yet unspecified group of Chinese investors to perhaps have those people take a controlling stake in that club. And then it was a little bit earlier this year, Chinese businessman Tony Xia bought Aston Villa, the English Premier League club. That deal still being vetted, though, by English football officials. And then you had China's richest man using his firm to buy a 20% stake in Atletico Madrid last year. And in December of last year, a group of Chinese investors bought a 13% stake in Manchester City. So this is a trend continuing. This latest deal announced today, perhaps the biggest of them all, but certainly not the last we're going to see. Matt Rivers, CNN, Beijing.